What's up, YouTube? It's me, back doing another video. Know it's been a while, but here I am. Today's video is just gonna be another testimony. Um, so with that being said, I'm gonna just jump right into it. In the summer of 2014, I had a near-death experience. Um, Now, I had been going to a pediatric unit, and the doctor that I was seeing, the age limit that she'll continue to see, that she will stop seeing you, is 25. So I had become 25 and had to start going to a adult unit. So they got everything straight to get me sent to a adult unit. Found one, started going there. First day I went there, didn't like it. The whole, like, just the way that they ran it, it's pretty much like they ran it like a factory. It was just more so get you on, get you off. Didn't care how you felt or anything. All they knew was that they were getting you on and getting you off. It wasn't many good nurses there. I could say a handful. Um, and then the rest, it was like they were training people, but it was just like they would train people all of 3 days and then send them out there and want them to work on you. Me, not Katrina. Not me. Wasn't having it. I could tell by your touch, the way you move and operate as far as the machine, if you know what you're doing. And if I feel like your touch ain't right alone, I'm not messing with you. And then if you don't know what you're doing with that machine, definitely not messing with you. And you're not sticking me. Somebody else gonna stick me. I don't care. I'll wait. You know. Just didn't like the unit. And then they would do stuff like, it was a lot of people in there with the attitude like, I'm trying to go home early today. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. So they would do stuff like purposely make your machine alarm so that they could take you off. I mean, ghetto. Just hated it. Um. So over time, with them, you know, purposely making your machine go off so that they can go home, and you're not able to get all your fluid off. I ended up in fluid overload, and for dialysis patients, it's not a good thing. It could send you into respiratory failure. um and that's what happened to me. So it was like a weekend. Friday. That Friday I left dialysis and I just knew like I was in overload. I could just feel the fluid. So weekend, me and my friend, we were going out, just going out. We would do stuff like, just ride out, go out to eat, um, shop and window shop, or get our nails done, go to the beauty supply store, get our little lip gloss, like stuff, little stuff that we like to do. And as we riding around, I'm just like, I need to go to the hospital. And I'm talking about like with each breath, I just felt my breathing like I wasn't breathing right. I could feel it, like it was hard to try to catch my breath. I was like pretty much gasping for air. Um, and my friend was just like, well, you want to go to the hospital up here while we up here, or do you want to go home? And I said, let's go while we up here. And as we riding and stuff, I knew it was bad. Um, and I'm trying to hold myself together enough to be able to communicate with my friend, and at the same time not panic, because I didn't want her to panic either. Um, and like the last thing I pretty much remember, as it started to get worse, I just kept saying, "Please get me to the hospital. Please get me to the hospital." And I kept saying, I just kept telling her, I said, "Please don't let me die. Please don't let me die." Because I felt myself going. I felt myself ready to pass out. Um, and I just remember her like speeding through traffic, like to get me there. And I think I stayed up enough. Like she got me to the emergency room and um was rushing me in, to be seen. She said as soon as I like stood up, that's when I collapsed right there in the emergency room floor. And they took me back and you know, um they just kept she said the when they were in like took me to the back, the guy, the surgeon and stuff was just like, well, you know, they were just pumping my stomach with fluid, pumping it. Fluid was just coming out. It would just fluid was just coming out. And he just was like, "She's a dialysis patient, right?" And she said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Has she been going to dialysis?" She said, "Yeah, she's been going all week, but they've been cutting her time and stuff like that." And she told me Friday, that she felt like she was in overload. Um, I still didn't come to. Even after they did all that, I know they had to hook me up to all these machines. They had to shave my head. Because the certain machines and stuff that they hooked me up to, it needed to be like contact, I guess, on my head to make sure I was how I was doing and stuff, brain function and all that type of stuff. Um, I know my friend had got notified people, family, different family that that she knows I'm close to, different friends. She had got in contact with my mom and my brothers who are out of state. They came. I was just surrounded by loved ones really during this time. Um, and the doctors were pretty much giving up on me. And, well, in the midst of family, everybody I deal with, because we live in a small town, word travels fast, my father ended up showing up. Now, people that, have read my book and people that have looked at my videos, I don't deal with my father at all. So, he came to the hospital and, you know, everybody there side-eyed him because they know I wouldn't have want him here, They said he was all laying over me and stuff, crying and, doing all this for show and attention. Not for me, but for himself. Um, and just there. Bad energy. But like I said, the doctors had pretty much given up on me. They were just um, telling my friend and, letting the family know, like, she not gonna make it. So, my family wasn't giving up on me. My friend wasn't giving up on me. They was just like, we not gonna do it. Um, I had people praying for me. Had people there praying over me. And, they just weren't going, they weren't gonna let it, they weren't giving up on me. But meanwhile, I had my father there trying to let them talking about taking me off the machine, and she ain't looking good, but God was on my side and working it out. Because usually when you go through health stuff like that and you can't make decisions like that for yourself, um, especially, I'm going to say this to patients too that have any type of health issues, or even if you don't, put in place a advanced care directive, advanced planned care directive, something like that. And what that is basically a form that you fill out when you go through issues like this where you're unable to make medical decisions for yourself, but you have in place people that who know you and know what you would want. And you know you list them as the people to make your decisions and stuff, so you have that stuff in place, so anybody that is not on that list can't do anything as far as your medical care. um and I think you get a list of like 3 people that you can put down, you know um but that's important too when it comes to your health and stuff. And especially this happened out of stuff happens, like I said, life will knock you off your feet sometimes, and you can never be fully prepared for what's going to happen. And at this point I wasn't, um but like I said, make sure that you have that form filled out, and you give it to the hospital so that they know they have this stuff on file. So if something ever happens to you where you're unable to make your own medical decisions, you will have these people um, in place to do that for you. So nobody else can try to come in and, make decisions that you wouldn't want. So like I said, God worked it out so that my friend was able to make all my decisions, medical decisions. And she was the best person for it. She was the person that knew me. She's been with me, dealing with my health, knows how I am, knows what I want and what I wouldn't want. So she, like I said, she told them no, we're not letting her go. They prayed. I had people, like I said, people were praying for me, praying over me. They prayed and prayed and prayed. And she said it was like the next day I started to, start breathing on my own. I opened my eyes, and I was looking around and stuff, but I couldn't talk yet. And that was a great sign. So they further kept watching me and stuff, but it was like an issue that they were telling me, like, because I like started to open my eyes, and when you pass out and stuff, you don't know what's going on, and then you wake up and then you hooked up to all these machines and stuff. I was looking around, and the first thing I started to do was try to snatch stuff out. I was trying to snatch stuff out, and the nurses and stuff were trying to calm me down and say, explain to me, like, this is why you need it. We need to keep this. You need to have this tube in, or you need to be hooked up to this, and trying to explain and calm me down. And I would not calm down. I just kept trying to snatch everything out, and they had to keep like giving me medicine that would knock me right back out. So I would stop, fighting, and allow to be hooked up to all this stuff, because I needed it, but I'm just thinking, like, knowing me, and I'm just a fighter and everything, I just think, like, I was like, I'm up now, shoot, I can do this on my own, but I couldn't. And my mom and people were telling my mom especially was telling me that was hard to watch. Me trying to fight them to take stuff out, and them having to keep just knocking me out because I kept doing it. Um, and the doctors and stuff were explaining to my family like she's up, but she's not going to remember you. She's not going to remember who everybody is. So, just try to work with her because when I passed out, I lost a lot of oxygen to my brain. And then, like, certain medicines that they were giving me to, like, I guess help me to not remember, like, you know, everything that happened, it messed with my memory. So they were just like, she's not going to remember everybody. So, they were trying to explain that to them before, I was up, but when they actually started to take the tubes out and, I was able to start talking to just be prepared for that part. Um, and like I said, my mom and stuff, that was kind of hard for them because they were like, I did wake up, I was up, like I said before, I was looking around and stuff. And when I was finally able to do like at least breathing on my own, they were able to take the breathing tube off, and the breathing machine is take me off that stuff. But I still had to be hooked up to other stuff. Um, and when I woke up, I didn't remember anybody. Um, Not my mom, not my friend, not anybody. But before, like I said, when I had woke up and I was just looking around. I told you my dad was there, so my dad came in, and some family was still in there just watching him because they're not fond of him. And my mom said she was just in there like watching him, acting, crying over me, and doing all this stuff. And then at the same breath, you were trying to tell them to take me off the breathing machine. But anyway, my mom just kept saying she could tell by my eyes. Even though I could talk, I was looking at him like, why is he here? I just kept looking at him as he's crying over me and, trying to talk to me. I'm just giving him this look. She said, even though I wasn't speaking, I said it all with my eyes. She said, like stuff like that was hard for her to watch. And just me not being able to remember anybody. Um, and then when my memory, some of my memory was coming back, it was like I knew who they were. I started to remember their names and stuff, some of them, but I was talking about stuff from years before if they asked me something, So it took a while, and even now to this day, I still don't have my memory of everything that went on, during that time. Um, but like I said, God was just looking out for me then. And then my dad came in there and tried to um well, I had found out because the doctor came in there talking to me like it was just his questioning like do you think you're safe at home? Do you think about harming yourself? Um, what's your mental state right now? And I'm just looking at him crazy. Like, he's starting to piss me off. Because it's just like, now I'm like, my dad had to have said something to him or made him say something. Like, my dad tried to talk to him when nobody was around, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, he must have went in there and said something. And then it's just like, in my head, I'm thinking this. And while the doctor's talking to me, he's just like, yeah, because your dad has reason to. Y'all, when I say I almost lost it up in that hospital room, I was barely together. But I wanted to get out that bed and slap people. Do you hear me? Slap. And so I'm like, why are you coming here to cause all this chaos? For what? And his whole reason was he was trying to convince the doctor that I was incapable of taking care of myself on my own, and that I was trying to kill myself, and that I needed him to be my legal guardian. Now, you know, all that was about was trying to keep money. That's it. He just wanted to get my disability, and that's all it was about. The money. Wasn't concerned about me or anything. But yeah, I just wanted to get out that bed and start slapping people. And basically he had came in there and started asking me these questions to see where I was at mentally. And he was asking me, who do I stay with? I said I stay alone. I said I've been on my own for a long time, you know. And I said I'm perfectly capable of taking care of myself. Like, I'm talking to him and letting him know. So, he felt like, I'm okay. I don't need any need him to be my, guardian. What is it called? I can't remember like the exact term, but my father didn't need to be a legal guardian over me because I was fine, you know. So yeah, I was just irritated because, for one, don't try to show up and do all this, It's just crazy, but like I said, God worked it out nonetheless. Um and I can't remember exactly how long I was in the hospital. Like I said, my memory's gone from most of that part of my part, that medical issue that I dealt with. And I was in there for a while, but when I did come to, you know, they were just trying to make sure that I was okay, and make sure I was all right. So they kept a good eye on me for a while, and then I was able to go home, and I think I went back to that unit maybe for a week. Meanwhile, I got there, and one of the nurses that was my nurse, he was just like, Katrina. He just came to me and talked to me. He was just like, Katrina, get the hell out of here, and I mean now. And that's what I did. I went and talked to the social worker, just like, I don't want to be here anymore. I was just like, find me another unit. And my nurse had came to me and told me to get out of there because just around the time I got sick, how I did, it was 2 other patients that passed away. And like I said, the nurses there didn't pay attention to. It was like I said, with me, it was like, I'm gonna get you on, get you off, or if I'm ready to go, I'm gonna make sure that you get off. I get you off early, disregarding, if I'm how much fluid that they getting off each time. They just ready to go. And then they had the other 2 patients that passed away. It was an issue where the patients, I guess, were complaining about, like, I don't feel good after treatment. You know what I'm saying? And they just felt like, well, you're off the machine, so you're not my concern anymore. I did my job, and that's it. Didn't pay attention to them. And they ended up, passing away. Which is sad. And like, I had noticed from coming from a pediatric unit going to adult that they don't care as much as pediatric nurses do. most of them. You have a few that do, but overall, it's not like a pediatric unit. And like, even when I was in a pediatric unit, it's not like I needed them to baby me, or it wasn't like that. And I've never been a patient like that. Even when I got sick, I wasn't into like you trying to do stuff for me. Just let me try it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Stuff on my own. Let me do some stuff on my own. I didn't want no sympathy, no extra attention. I didn't need it. I want to figure out how to live with this kidney disease and doing dialysis on my own. I got to figure out my own, way of how to operate. But they don't pay attention to you. And like I said, this adult unit was a factory. Like, that's how they ran it, like a factory. That's all they were concerned about, is getting you on, getting you off. It just wasn't a good unit. You can really tell the difference between a pediatric and adult unit. But like I said, the nurse told me to get out of there. So like I said, talk to the social worker and let her know I didn't want to be here. I wanted to be somewhere closer to home. And she found a unit, and this unit was way better than this one, but this unit still had some madness to it too. And I'm going to explain my issue. I'm going to talk about them in the next video, explaining how I was still dealing with, trying to heal from this near-death experience that I had, and then going to this unit, issues that I experienced there. But nonetheless, y'all, this was just another testimony to show you how God then brought me through, and just keeps his hand on me each time. Like I said, stuff just made me stronger. And I can tell you right now that I don't look like everything that I've been through. But nonetheless, I'm just thankful that God just keeps allowing me to just share my story. And, hopefully it'll help someone else. But yeah, like I said, to people that have health issues, or even if you don't, if you're a family member watching this and you have another family member that has any type of health things, or issues, especially if you have like chronic illness and stuff like that, like I said, you don't know. Some days you could be up, and then some days you could be down. You never know how life will hit you. But when it hits you, it's like sometimes you're never prepared. Like I said, in that instant when this near-death experience happened to me, I wasn't prepared. But I'm thankful that God allowed it to work out the way that it did. But make sure that your family has advanced care directive. Advanced care plan directive. And like I said, what that is it just allows, like, if you have any type of medical issue where you're unable to make decisions for yourself, you have people that you know and trust that will make the best decision based off them knowing you. And you won't have somebody that doesn't know you, doesn't know what you would want and wouldn't want in when it comes to your medical care, coming in trying to make decisions and just go off of what they want. Make sure that you have that in place so that the appropriate people are put in place so that they can make decisions. Yeah, but like I said, just stay tuned for the next video where I'll share um, my issues moving to this next unit. Even though it was better, it still had um, some bad aspects too. But thank you for watching the video. If you um, like it, and be sure to subscribe to my channel only if you want to, and just share this video, and comment if you like. All right, y'all. Bye.